we open mic'd, we comedy clash, and now it's time for the semifinal showcase. What act goes on to the finals for the chance to win $250,000? We're talking about all that. It's time to bring the funny because the AfterBuzz TV after show starts right meow.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz.
We're bringing the funny. Thank you so much. I am back, man. Back from my trip in New York. It was an awesome show last week, but I wasn't there. I was watching from my home. Like, oh man, it's pretty cool. Got to be on stage in New York City with the fam and everything. I was on stage this past Sunday at the Laugh Factory. Saw Zakiyyah Williams.
Yes.
Wow. Full circle.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, yo man, I do the after show for Bring the Funny, and she was like, cool. She wasn't impressed, but it was great. It was great. So semifinal showcase is happening. We have the acts coming back here. Only two going on to the finals. With America picking a third. But before we get into all of that, let's introduce the panel. On my far left, this guy is doing his thing, hosting German language programming on AfterBuzz TV. The resident bad boy of this panel, Ben Schnau.
Oh my God, it's so great that you.
That's not the bad.
I love that you are back. You're always so good to me. I missed you. No, thank you so much. I mean, he's a legend, right? Thank you so much for saying it. Appreciate it.
She was right. She is fabulous. She is fantastic. She is debonair. She is dynamic. She's the co-host of the David Makes Man panel AfterBuzz TV. Miss Zakiyyah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
How's your week? Good?
It was good. Yes, I'm happy you're back too.
I'm happy we're all back together, man. This show is the highlight of my week. And to her right, to my immediate left, she's a comedian. She's an actress. She's all about female empowerment because she does the co-host for Why Women Kill on AfterBuzz TV. Miss Jackie Nova.
Meow.
But how many people have you killed? Probably zero, right? Okay, we won't talk about that now. I wasn't going to get you in trouble.
Still in process.
And we got a special guest in the building. This guy's been traveling all over the world. He was the contestant this season of Bring the Funny. Give it up for Mr. Jesus Trejo.
Hey, what's up, guys?
You good, baby? I'm good.
What's up? I'm good. Thanks for having me. This is great. Pleasure to meet you guys.
Comedy craft here in himself, man. I know we're talking before the show that you have a crazy writing process. I want to get into that a little bit later on, but I know Bring the Funny we're on our 8th week of the show, right? I mean, a lot of big things. The idea. How did you even hear about this show?
Well, I talked about it with my manager. They reached out, and you did the process. Talked to them about possibly being on the show. And to be honest, I'm always very kind of scared or kind of just nervous, and going into a competition setting. But you know what? I said finally, screw it, I'm gonna do it. And I was happy I did. It was quite the experience. So.
You did great.
Oh, very sweet. Thank you.
I love that.
Oh my God, some of those act outs, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? With your grandma, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, so that was fun. It was really cool. The judges were really cool, and the whole process was really cool. And it's also really cool to be in a show where a lot of your friends are on it, and I got to meet a lot of comedians I hadn't met before, and I thought that was the coolest thing. So old friends and making new friends on set. So I thought that was very special.
Who did you know already before?
I knew Orlando Leyba. I know him.
Nice.
I had met Ali Sadiq a couple times. I don't know that he remembered me, but he's so funny. When I saw him, I was in awe. Oh man, I don't stand a chance.
You're like, Ali, it's me.
Yeah, it's me. He's like, all right, cool.
I've been there. That's me.
That's all it took. He gave me the nod. I was like, all right, cool.
What up, buddy?
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of cool people on set, and it was just such a good time.
Yeah,
that's
Right.
That's really cool. Yeah, a lot of the guests on the show that were on that show were saying, "Hey man, how camaraderie it was." That was pretty awesome being a part of that for sure. But we had 6 acts today come to the stage. With 2 of them going on. It was high stakes, guys. High stakes. First up, we had the Chris and Paul show. These guys have been consistently great during the season, and they somehow mix cookies with erotica with John Legend. Zakiyyah, let me start with you. Overall thoughts about that sketch?
I loved it. It gave me So You Think You Can Dance vibes. So it was super funny. I absolutely enjoyed it. I think they took it far and they took it,
Right.
put it out there, and the whole opening the shirt and pouring of the milk.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Definitely not for kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like I don't know what to say about them, but they're so great at just taking a very simple premise. I mean, think about it, talking about a cookie or cookies in general, and make it so funny at the end. I think they'll do a lot of physical stuff that helps.
Yeah.
But then the cake or the cookies opening up his shirt. And I was like, then I lost it, man. I was like. I
were
lost it
going
in that
crazy.
moment. I went crazy, not because like he has the best looking body, obviously, but the joke was.
By your tongue, sir. I don't know.
I mean, I would still.
Different show.
I would still like to meet him, though. Okay. But this joke was amazing, and then having the milk over him, I was like, come on.
Oh,
That reminded me of Dirty Dancing almost, or something like that. You know what I
It
mean?
did have a Dirty Dancing vibe. Yeah, they're hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take a premise like that so simple, like you were saying, and that's what Jeff was saying and Keenan, like you could just do something so simple and it's so hysterical.
Yeah.
It's just like it feels like they're not even in a competition. They're just having like such a blast and they're so at ease at it. It's great. I love
Sometimes
watching them.
I see their sketches and I'm like, that'd be a cool idea, but I know I would say, nah. But these guys commit to it and then just go forward with it. You're just like, who would have thought a cookie was gonna like rip her shirt open and give you the massage? You know what I'm saying? Have you massaged a cookie before, Jesus?
No, I can't say I have.
I
I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
great twist.
It
Great
was a good
twist
show
too at the
for
end,
sure.
yeah.
And it looked like the judges were in like unison. Like they thought that was pretty much the strongest
yeah.
one right off the gate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If there's any way they can do that a little bit different or better, do you guys have an idea, or was it pitch perfect from top to
I
bottom?
mean, I think
No,
from the
perfect.
beginning to the end, that was on point. Seriously.
Yeah.
The timing, the pace is perfect, And the guy is funny because the way how he moves,
Yeah, it's so, like-
he's like almost like an idiot or something.
Yeah, like
a-
nerdy
like he's a
and
little
goofy.
dumb. You remember the movie Dumb and Dumber,
Dumb
right?
and Dumber, yeah.
So they remind me of that a little bit, to be honest,
yeah.
right? So one is dumber than the other, kind of
is
thing,
absolutely
And that's what I like about it. It's just fun to watch because they have a story to tell.
It is. They are the future ABBA and Costello. I said it from the beginning when they
Yeah.
did their acts. They are the future ABBA and Costello. That's
Right.
what they remind me
That's
of.
pretty much on
They
point.
are. Yeah. There's just wow. Yeah. They kind of every little twist that they do that you're not expecting. You're like, oh, and that's what's making you fall over laughing.
I mean, how did you meet them, Jesus? Like Chris and Paul, have you?
I met them on set, but it was just kind of like, you meet them on set, but not everyone's in the same area.
Right.
So it's like it's in passing. Hey, what's up? That kind of
Right,
thing.
right,
But yeah,
okay.
they're funny, man. They're funny
Right.
as hell.
Yes.
They seem to be real humble.
Yeah,
as
sweet
well.
guys. Yeah,
Really
From the
sweet.
short interaction that we had, it's like very sweet guys, and yeah, good
That's,
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I want to ask you guys, did you think that the cookie was someone else at first? I didn't think it was them.
I absolutely thought it was the third person.
Yeah, I thought it was
the
the
third
third
person.
person, too.
They switched off at the end.
And then
but-
I saw the tights on the one guy. And I'm like, oh, yeah,
you
it was
think
them.
Could have been him.
Because when the guy walked off stage and the cookie came, he was wearing the tights. So I thought that maybe it was so quick. Editing aside, I wasn't thinking that maybe there was a third person. But then when the cookie switched, and
Yes.
the other guy was scared, then they came out and then like the first guy had the cookie costume
Yeah.
on,
Right.
and I'm talking about cookies way too much. But you know exactly what I mean, y'all.
The cookies and the
Now
cookies.
we're turning into Cookie Monster.
Before we move on, Jackie, can you tell the world where people can listen to this AfterBuzz show and other AfterBuzz shows?
Absolutely. We here at AfterBuzz love what we do. We are the ESPN of TV Talk, and thank you to you guys who are our third eye, our host of the night. It's not just us, it's you guys too. Thank you for that. You can go to YouTube, you can go to iTunes, give us thumbs up, write comments, subscribe.
5 thumbs.
5 thumbs and all this, everything. Just please, 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 please share, like, and subscribe. Tell everyone in the world because we love you and we love what we do. Thank you to Maria Menounos and Kevin Ondegaro for this premise, for this platform here. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We love you and thank you. Gracias.
Dang, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I know, right?
That's good.
Subscribe right now.
That deserves a round of applause. That was wow.
Up next, Matt Rife, who's not Mike Rife, had a little interaction with Chrissy about forgetting and flirting with her. He went on stage talking about how older people always have stories, but young people don't, and somehow weaved in a story about wanting a trampoline. Miss Jackie Nova, thoughts about Matt Rife's performance tonight?
I liked his performance. I did get to see him at the Comedy Store a couple of times, so I've heard all his work already.
Oh, snap.
So it's not like I was like, oh. I think his other work seemed a little funnier to me, and again, I don't know, it's because I've seen him a couple of times, but he is funny.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's got a great stage presence. Like, what's not to like about him? He's a funny guy.
Hey, so let me ask you a question. So I know sometimes when you bring like the more established bits to a show, how do you approach that to make it interesting for you? Like, how do you make sure that you're not just doing the numbers every single time when you're doing an older bit?
Well, when you go into it, for example, the only child bit that I did in the first round, that was an older bit, but I just approached it in a way that maybe the act outs are different, or just a sequence in which I presented. You know, as I went through the premise, it's just different, just so I'm excited about it, and it's not like a stale performance of a quote-unquote older premise, you know?
Right.
But yeah, Matt Rife is really funny. I've worked with him on the road before. He's a funny dude, man.
Do you do the traveling thing together too? Like, you get to see how I'm like funny outside of the stage as well? Or just
Yeah,
kind of
no,
those-
he's a funny dude on stage, off stage, and we actually worked together a long time ago. We were in Nashville. Right, Zanies. We did Zanies in Nashville.
Oh, wow.
And we were both opening for Pauly Shore at the time. So, yeah, man. But he's hilarious. And actually, back in the day, I used to have a comb over, and we went to go get haircuts. And I think it's still on his Instagram. It's on mine of me getting a haircut, and they pull all my comb over down here. I don't know why the stylist did that to me, but she combed it all the way down, and she said it was to cut the dead ends. I'm like, the whole thing's dead. I don't know what you're talking about. But Matt, I remember recorded the thing, so the video is somewhere on my Instagram.
That was like Chris Gaines phase.
Yeah, it was like the Misfits thing, you know, just like the peak of it. Yeah,
that's great.
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
find that one.
yeah.
You got time, Ben. Thoughts about my best performance tonight? What do you guys think?
I mean, I like him, right? He's good, but I feel it wasn't his strongest performance, to be honest. I had a hard time to connect, but we always say it's subjective, right? So that means you can't really make everyone laugh.
Yeah.
So this time I felt like it wasn't for me.
Okay.
You know, I'm honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last two times he was great. So I think he needs to be where he is, that's for sure, you know.
I loved it. I love the total opposite.
You're wrong, man. I thought it was Joe.
Why are you always the opposite of me?
Because maybe I don't
These two
like
always
agreeing
have a
with you.
lover's quarrel.
I just
But
don't.
sepa Jesus.
You have your opinion, I have
I
mine.
thought you loved me.
No, I don't.
So you hated it. Go on.
No, but I loved that he changed his narrative and not just talking about how he's young or how, you know, cute he is. And not just trying to hit on Chrissy. I loved it. And I love these skits they're doing. I'm so intrigued by these skits. And I love the skit that he did with Chrissy and how she took the big bottle of wine, because that's how I feel tonight. I want to just go home with a big bottle of wine.
Yeah. Well, from my perspective, it was great. I did like it, but to Ben's point, it did feel like it was being a victim of the time allotted, right? I feel like that was a longer bit. Now, was that a longer bit when you saw it live, or was it?
It was a little longer.
It felt like it was like kind of truncated because he was like, "Oh, here's my jump,"
Yeah.
and I'm moving on, which may have costed him the judges' selection. We'll get to that a little later, but America may vote him in, right? So,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, there might be a chance
That's
for
that
that.
little trick with
That
America
is.
voting you in.
America
Which
vote.
And listen, you better get prepared, Jesus, because America would be like, Jesus, we want Jesus para atrás.
You want to bring him back. You want to bring him back. Right.
Bring him back. Yeah, exactly.
Bring them back.
All these
I know I'm
protest
gonna be
signs are your
voting. Bring it
handwriting,
back.
sir.
Yeah.
After Matt, we had Erica Rose, the one that says she's not good at anything before. This one was kind of cool, talking about how she doesn't deal with people with many different like diet restrictions and all that. And that was kind of a fun little twist about that. She reminds me of a classic throwback in Phyllis Dillers, your Joan Rivers, your Gracie Allen's. Ben Schnau, as someone who is a comedy purveyor such as yourself, thoughts about Erica Rose's performance?
And he has a crush on her, too.
Of course I do.
doesn't?
He
I
has a
love
crush on
everybody.
everyone.
I
why
love
we
the whole
love him.
world. I love you too.
Oh my God.
He
Said
doesn't
that many
agree,
times.
though.
But anyway, Erica Rose. I think she has something very special to me.
She does.
I can't even explain what it is. She just comes out of stage and she has this kind of peace.
Yeah.
You know, and she just talks, and I like listening to her.
She does.
And then,
so cute.
and then she talks about topics, because a lot of people are obviously today on social media always want to motivate people. You know, motivation, you can make it happen. And she was just like, no, I don't want to do that. Why not just say, just don't?
Yeah.
And I love that.
It's
I didn't
true.
see that come. I was like, I just post, just don't. I was like, man, that would crack me up. I was like,
There's
that's
nothing
so
more
funny.
annoying than someone doing the selfie and be like, never
Exactly.
give up. Like,
Exactly.
what? When am I giving up?
And I love
Like, I
that.
have no idea.
I love that.
Okay.
That was so like unexpected, and
Yeah.
that the way how she presents
like
it. So like, just don't. I was like, it just freaks me out because she's so calm about it.
So in your scorecard, do you have her going through like at the time?
I mean, if I compare it to Chris and Paul, and also my other favorite that I don't say yet,
Sure.
but no.
Okay.
No,
it was
but
a
I
top
see like
three.
maybe the American people, you guys, should vote her in.
Okay.
Because I feel personally, I saw her stronger than Matt.
Okay. Fair.
She
Absolutely
was,
fair.
she was a little funnier, at least for this
but
round.
just for this
But she's
today.
so cute. That's what it is. She's really adorable. She
Yeah,
just
she
looks
is.
like some wholesome, sweet mom. I could see her
Yeah.
like in a Desperate Housewife type of show.
And I think she is. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, did you meet her?
Yeah, I know Rhodes from performing around town. It's like we
That's
perform
what I
a bunch
figured,
of
yeah,
towns.
she's
The
around
store.
town.
She's a very sweet girl, very funny. Above all, very very funny. But she
Right.
has this very zen like energy about her. It's endearing to watch her on stage. I will say that.
So she is like that even off stage. She
Oh yeah,
is
yeah.
always like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, she's very calm. She has like that soothing, I don't know, like that voice.
Yeah.
And it translates well on stage. I mean, I see her at the clubs doing spots, and she crushes, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just you can just sit down and just listen to her, and she
Yes.
tells the story, and you go along, and you're just like you love it. It's just
Yeah, and I think it also too because she sounds like a little girl.
Yes.
yeah.
This is me, so cute.
Yeah.
She's so
I
precious.
agree with you this time. I know. It only happens
Whoa.
What is your opinion about that? Because he had a vegan joke, so I was like,
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
don't
Well, I have
know.
like several points.
I was thinking about her with the vegan joke.
First of all, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, guys. No, I felt so LA when she said cafe gratitude. I'm like, I'm from here now, guys. Like,
yeah.
I felt super LA, super vegan LA. So I love that.
What do you get at
I
Cafe
did.
Gratitude?
I've never even heard
It's
about
like
the
the
cafe.
I
best. It's
passed
so
by it.
cute.
It's a restaurant that doesn't have like menus. They say things like, I am gratified. I am
Yes.
satisfied.
I am happy.
I am happy.
Oh,
You're like, well, which one's the burger? Oh, they don't have meat here. You know what I'm saying?
And then I'm leaving.
Oh my
Yeah, I am leaving. Yeah, that's what exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so guys, actually, despite what they said, it's a great place to
I
go.
bet it is, yeah.
What do you usually get?
So I
I'm
don't
fulfilled.
remember.
It's something
loves it.
positive. you know?
Something
I
positive.
kind
A
of
pat on the back.
I keep
Yeah.
trying everything since
Yeah.
I'm new here, so I like their little burrito that they have, but I forgot what it's.
They don't call it
I've,
burrito though.
I've had that one. It's like a mole type
Yo,
thing. Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
good.
Oh, it's so good. It's probably called a hug or something.
Yeah, something-
Something good. Yeah.
And if it's not, we're renaming it.
We're naming it the hug or the pat on
Cafe
the back.
gratitude. Free advertising.
But she was amazing, and I agree with you guys. She has such a peaceful zen like quality to her, so I absolutely love it. And then I agreed, like I felt so familiar with her joke, especially when she was talking about how she's like, okay, I'm not quite 30, and I'm not like in my early 20s. I'm gonna let you guys guess my age, but not really. Don't do that. So,
I was looking up for it.
but how she was saying how she's not married and she has no kids, and she's like, oh, I'm breaking even. I'm like,
Right.
facts, like breaking even.
Hit my
Like,
soul, bro. I slap different.
like I don't got too many responsibilities, and I just got just enough. So I loved it. I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I thought she had a strong showing this time
did.
too. She didn't. I mean, we'll get to that who went on later on. But after her, we had JK Studios, which I gotta be honest with you. This was the group that I had the least amount of faith in that they were going to be advanced, just even before they were announced. I'm not a hater. I'm just saying, based on it before. They had a bit about Emma Stone matching with one of the members of the group, and it kind of escalated from there. The judges felt like they were on the fence, maybe even not liking it. Just thoughts about that, Jackie Nova, about that group, JK Studios.
Okay, I love JK Studios. It's not that
With
I
all your
don't.
heart.
I just
Su corazón.
did say that mi corazón.
Ese fuego.
Sí, pero no me gustó. It wasn't like, I just didn't really get the whole premise there, the joke. It wasn't funny to me, and I love Emma Stone, like La La Land, yeah, who doesn't love her, but I just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't stick for me. Like, compare, like, everyone else seems so much more powerful that when I watched that, I was like, oh, no.
Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
I think I got the idea though, you know, like connecting on Tinder or Bumble or whatever with Emma Stone. I get that joke, I get it.
Yeah.
But I think the way how they played it out was a little too much. It was too much, too over the top.
Right.
Then the dad came in, or the guy who played the dad, and all of a sudden the priest came in. So it was like something everywhere was happening. So it was too much for me. So I lost a little bit like the focus.
Sure.
And me personally, I really just want to see a clear premise, and I want to focus on that one storyline. And I think they spread it too much. That was just my feeling.
Yeah, when it's
Agreed.
a sketch group, it should
You
be
agree
more.
again?
I know.
Wow.
You have good luck, Chinese. Look at that.
We just need hard.
I have a good run today, people. I love that.
2 agrees.
It was over the top, and I said this before. It's too many people in this group for me. It's just too much, too many dynamics, too much is going on, and then it's like they're taking it too far.
Sure.
Especially with this bit. I'm not
Sure.
gonna say everything they done was bad, because there were some things that I enjoyed, but this was just too much.
Here's my problem with the sketch. Emma Stone does not pay off. He could have got a random swipe, and it could be the first swipe, and the sketch would be the same. So you keep saying Emma Stone, I'm thinking, is there going to be someone looked like her?
Yeah.
Is there going to
Right.
be something like a movie reference? And I was left hanging. That's why I was like, I was so close with it. That's why I was like, I don't know. But the judges themselves didn't seem that impressed. I mean, maybe America votes him back in, because sketch comedy is pretty hot, right?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, is it? I don't know. I'm asking you guys.
I mean,
is it
I
hot
think
right
the
now?
It
Ross-
is
the
with
roster-
the Chris and Paul show.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
roster on the show has really strong
Frangela.
sketch team.
And
Yeah.
Frangela, how
very
could
strong
we
sketch
forget
team.
Frangela?
No,
Of
but in
course,
general,
she's
talking
amazing. They're
a little
amazing.
bit more about offstage. You guys as comedians, is it like hot right now? Sketch comedy? How is it in the real world outside
Well,
of
they don't
television?
sketch comedy. They don't do the groups. Don't go to like stand up comedy.
Oh, they do. I
places
thought they
to
have
do
that kind of
shows.
little show that they still
No, they do
or
that like at
something.
Second City, Groundlings,
Oh, okay.
UCB. That's where they do.
So
their
there is
shows.
not really a platform for
No, there
sketch
is.
comedy yet.
No, there is.
There is.
There is.
Yeah,
It's
there is.
hilarious.
There are historic
know
schools of sketch and that kind of thing. You have UCB, you have
Second City.
Second
and
City,
Groundlings.
Groundlings. Yeah, it goes on and on. But yeah, there's a whole nother world of.
Yeah.
It's a different sport, basically.
Yeah, it's a different sport.
And
but
it's a tour. They do tours.
They do tours, right?
yeah,
you
it's
audition
huge.
for it,
Yeah, it's
you-
been around
yeah.
for a long time. Improv groups, and then from improv, there's sketch. It's like, yeah.
That's
Have
how
you done
that's how
any?
a lot of people from SNL got cast
Groundlings.
because from those Second
Yeah,
City.
I can see that.
Tina Fey's from Second City. I mean, Frangela's from Second City.
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
Both
they
of them,
are. Have you ever done sketch or?
Yeah. I took some classes early on over at UCB, and you would go up through the stages of that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I was in an improv group for a little bit, but my main squeeze was stand up. That's what I gravitated
Right.
towards. And
Yeah.
there's guys and girls who just do phenomenal in that world, and like you said, they cast from these houses, and sometimes stand-ups end up on SNL too. It's like
Oh, yeah.
point in case Leslie Jones, Melissa
Exactly.
Villasenor, and it goes on and on.
Oh yeah, big time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think we should do a sketch.
All of us?
Yeah, all of us.
We got time.
I think we did that already for 20 minutes. so.
I'm caught disagreeing with Ben. Ali said he hits the stage. We were saying throughout the competition he'd be one of the ones to beat. Use all parts of the stage, the height and the width of the stage, to get this point across about the Chinese surgeries and making you taller and all that stuff. Judges were blown away. Ben Schnau, thoughts about Ali Sadiq? Because you were sitting there going, dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
quote.
really I have to say it again. Like last week, I mean, he's a pro. I mean, he's good. Oh my goodness. I mean, he just comes into the room and I feel the energy already. And he's not even doing something. He's just sitting down and just say, "Hey." I said, "Whoa!"
See?
And he got me immediately. So he's really strong. He knows exactly what he's doing. His pace is like even better now than Jeff told him last week. Hey, slow it down a little
Yeah.
bit, and he did, and it worked even better.
Yeah.
And the jokes were phenomenal, and he becomes even more physical. He goes on the chair and like talking about the height and the T-Rex and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just good, right? And I think he's gonna go really far.
It's funny
yeah.
when I am rusty from performing, it's not so much the jokes not hitting, it's always the speed.
Yeah.
Because like the flash time, you feel like
Right.
you're like on stage feeling it's slow, but then you watch it back, you're like, well, I didn't even say that or that. No wonder
Right.
they didn't laugh.
Right.
What the
Right.
hell's wrong with me? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
right.
So I the fact you took Jeff's note. Just Jesus, what are your thoughts about that? Seeing that the note from Jeff, having it pay off was.
I didn't see this particular set, but I mean, knowing Sadiq is like, man, he's a master at what he does.
Yeah.
He's hysterical and just like he's not nervous at all. Like I like you just see like the confidence up there is just second to none. And yeah, he's just a master of what he does. I'm a big fan of his, for sure.
Yeah, he's incredible. He was hysterical with the 5'2", and then like the arm is like the T-Rex. Oh my God, like.
And the funny thing is, it's actually true. It's true. They actually do that in Asia. They basically cut the legs and they put some kind of like metal in their legs to make them taller. But then he's right. They didn't think about the arms.
Yeah,
it's true.
Which is so true.
I gotta agree with the judges with him. He's brilliant. Like, his material is brilliant. It's something that we haven't ever heard. And his physicality is amazing. I mean, we can go on and on about how great he is.
The China thing was cool, but that sad Simone, I was like, oh,
he's professional.
Yes.
That was on point. I know we're a little on time, but lastly, Jared Fell, comedy and magic. We love that, right, Zakiyyah? We love magic so much. He got basically the riot act from Chrissy. You know what? Like, you really gotta bring it. I thought it was his best performance, but you think it was enough to put him on to the next round? At least we'll have America vote for him?
No, it just falls short for me. And it's not just because I don't like magic. Because honestly, if it made me laugh, then I would be like, okay, you made me laugh with your magic. But it didn't make me laugh. It's just tricks, and that's cool. But where's the funny?
Yeah.
It fell short.
That's what Jeff said too. It's like, I mean, this is great stuff, but where is the funny? I mean, he is really a great magician.
Yes.
I mean, we can all agree on that. Like, he's an amazing magician. Like, how are you doing that is mind blowing. So he'll definitely have shows. He's gonna definitely be Mr. Magic.
And I have to say it again, like last week, I think he's a better magician than a comedian. And just for me, that's just a fact from my perspective, right? And there's nothing wrong about it.
So you're saying he's great, but just the nature of the competition has him.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, I think he's more an entertainer. I think he tries too hard to be funny.
Yeah.
For me, when I see him, it feels too. It tries too hard. You know what I mean? So, but his tricks is amazing. He just recognized he knew what she was painting on the board. Right. I mean, that's brilliant, right?
It's amazing.
But it was still not funny to me.
Gotcha.
You know?
No, totally fair. I mean, it's all subjective, but I really feel like he was strong. I would pay to see him perform, but it's the nature of the competition. You can't. You're getting squeezed out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Before we move on, Ben, now it's time for you to tell us the world. Keep us informed. It's now time for a new segment.
Oh yeah. Do I get a sound?
Probably
not. That's okay too. I like that too. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I can do the sound. So I found some really cool stuff about you, Jesus, that I wanted to talk about. You know, I actually found something I actually found something that you did, which is already out in the world, and it's a documentary, Care to Laugh. And I was reading a little bit about the story, the background story, and how that all came about. So, you know, your parents had something going on, right? And at some point you had to take care of your parents, but you still worked as a comedian. So I really like that story. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What happened and how you worked that out? You know?
Yeah. So Care to Laugh is a documentary that I was able to do with AARP. And it followed my parents and I for a year as I pursued stand-up comedy, and my parents got ill. You know, my mother had a brain tumor that she was dealing with, and then, you know, sometime later, as we were, you know, kind of dealing with the aftermath of the brain surgery that she had, my father got cancer, and, you know, it's like I was at a fork in the road of whether or not I was going to continue comedy or not. And then, you know, I just kept working at it, and through the documentary, we see me getting my first late night set on the Late Late Show.
Oh, wow.
So that was not planned, that was not set up. It was like, it naturally happened, and it was cool to bring my parents to the show and perform, and then going home and watching it on TV. So it just basically, Care to Laugh is a story of just, you know, being a caregiver and putting family first, even if it's, you know, your dreams are at hand, you know.
And I really wanted to tell you that from the bottom of my heart. I really mean that, because I had something going on in my family too. I respect that so much.
Oh, thank
honestly,
you, man.
because that makes you realize that the most important things are the people around you that you love. Family. You know?
Comedy or entertainment business, it will always be there, but family, you get one shot, man.
That's
and
it.
sometimes you can't control what's happening to the people you love, and but you just have to react and just have to do it. So I really respect that. So that's why I wanted to point that out. So where can we see the documentary, by the way?
So the documentary is, we're still doing like tours of like film festivals and that kind of stuff. We've got some good awards from film festivals already. So there's gonna, if you go to AARP, .org/Care to Laugh, you can find where the next showings are going to be, and we have some few more scheduled for fourth quarter this year.
Awesome, cool. Please check it out,
great.
guys.
Yeah,
You know,
check it
came
out.
to laugh. Check it out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's
Appreciate it.
amazing. I really like the story. And coming from the more serious part, but also funny in a way combination, to more like a funny thing that I found on Instagram. And I just wanted to share it because I really like it. Sometimes I splash toilet water in my face to get ready for a shitty day.
I mean, who doesn't do that? Am I the only one?
I've never tried it though, but tell me, how does it work, you know?
It's you know where you're getting into. You're like, all right, let's.
No, I just liked it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like little thoughts that kind of pop in my head, and I feel weird just putting up that picture. So I'm like, what if I just put like a little quote, you know?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
people resonated with that. I got a lot of, what the hell are you talking about?
That's what I felt
Like-
too.
like,
But
are
it
you okay,
yeah,
dude?
generated good comments on it. People were like, "Are you okay, man?" I'm like, "I'm good, man."
I just like, maybe I was too much of a foreigner at the beginning. I was like, what does he mean by that? I was taking it very deep in, you know?
He was taking it literal.
Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah, that's
How
not
does
something we
it
do here.
feel to have toilet water in your face? You know?
Oh, I hope you didn't try it.
Not yet.
Like, that's what they do here.
That's what Americans do.
I have to talk to my roommate first. But coming to the last thing, which is also very interesting, what I found recently was Chrissy Teigen. She turned down a show, a late night show on NBC.
Yeah.
And I was just like, whoa, that's interesting.
That's like my dream, bro.
But,
Like, Chrissy,
but
do it.
the
Just
first thing I
cast
thought was like,
aside.
why would you do that?
Right.
You know, the
Family.
NBC comes around and you turn down the show, and then, you know, they basically talk about it in the article, and they say, yeah, because she decided to be on Bring the Funny, and the late night show was too late for her.
Well, she's
That's
a
it.
mommy, and
I
she's
get
already
that.
married to a
I get
billionaire.
it, but she got
Like, what is
she
she
got
True.
Mr. Legend at home, who's always
Legend.
backstage for some reason, right?
I think
You know
he's
that.
actually
I think
legend.
he's
dude.
working for
Right.
Bring the Funny.
I mean, John Legend, are you working for NBC somehow? You do, right?
Yeah.
They cut him a check.
Exactly. But yeah, that's very interesting. But now there's this one Instagram and YouTube star. Her name is Sing.
Lily Singh, yeah.
Yeah.
And she got it now.
Yeah,
They asked her after Chrissy, and she accepted it. Boom, she got
Well,
her own show
hello,
now.
I would accept it too.
Yeah, but I was just like, whoa. And that shows me that Instagram and YouTube people.
Power.
Yeah. First female
Whoa.
person of color in late night.
And
Pretty
I'm
big
not
deal.
sure if I like it or not, to be frankly honest. Don't get me wrong, I love you guys. You know, you have to be there and you have a crowd following you and you do good stuff. But I'm always like, wow. I mean,
Like
I'm
that
still
quick.
like, I'm more like an old school guy. I didn't grow up with social media and social and following and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I'm always like, but what about the people who don't have this following,
are
but also
grinding.
talented and
Yeah.
grinding
Yeah.
for so many years
Yeah.
and don't get this opportunity?
I think you should start your own YouTube channel,
Yeah,
and I
man.
think you'll get that
people,
following.
what about that?
Because they're grinding
Well,
too.
everyone who's seen the N1 mixtape tour can tell you basketball.
It's a
could
different
be-
grind.
Trust me,
yeah,
we're gonna do something about that at AfterBuzz TV.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Now it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's now time for Champs of Comedy. Miss Jackie Nova, tell the world something funny.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to say thank you to TV Insider because this is where I got the scoop from. We're going to show the picture of Leslie Jones. There she is. It's so crazy that we just had Jesus Trejo telling us about Leslie Jones, and this is who I picked for Champs of Comedy.
True.
She is leaving Saturday Night Live, folks.
Oh wow.
Ahead of season 45, that is what the scoop is. Saturday Night Live is losing one of its cast members before its new season, and it's not one fans expected. Leslie Jones will be returning to the late night sketch comedy series for its 45th season. And yeah, so this is crazy. I mean, I can't even believe that she's not going to be on the show. She's so hysterical.
Do they say why? Is there any reason for it?
Not right now. They're not saying why, but that is the latest for that. And they're also saying, it's sounding a little more like this is news, but there's some thoughts that Kenan Thompson and Kate McKinnon might be leaving the NBC sketch series as well. They will both be part of the cast for season 45, but after that, we're not sure what's going to happen.
Wow.
And then we just have a quick little quiz trivia from TV Guide, which is which of these stars has been on the most TV Guide magazine's covers? Oprah Winfrey, or Mark Harmon, or Tom Selleck, or Jennifer Aniston? Which one do you guys think? Brrr.
I said Jennifer
Oprah.
Well, I can't ask me. I'm looking right at
And
the
you're
screen.
looking right at it. It's Mark Harmon. We'll show a
Yeah.
quick picture. He's from NCIS.
American sweetheart, Mark Harmon.
Yes.
Your grandma. This is your grandma. Fantastic.
That's what I have for Comedy Chat. We love you, Leslie Jones.
Yes.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
So it's decided that Ali Sadiq and Chris and Paul show are moving on to the finals. America can vote on one of the other 4 acts. 2 questions for you guys. Did the judges get it right tonight? And who would you put in if you were America? Starting with you, Zakiyyah.
They got it right. That's it. But if I was America, I would probably choose Matt.
Sexy ass. His beautiful face.
He
Okay.
just blows in the wind. His
Mm.
hair.
Blows in the wind. I was so right, and I was sitting right next to you when they came up and they said, I told you before they said Ali.
You did.
I told you before they said Chris.
You
and
cheered,
Paul.
actually.
I
You were
was
like,
just,
yes.
no, I acted like I won the freaking money.
It was
They
weird.
were like, Ali Sadiq, and I was
They
like,
were just like-
yes. And then they were like, Chris and Paul. I was like, what? And I was just like, whoa, man, yes, I was so excited.
Yeah, everybody doesn't know the show exists, but you're like, yeah.
Yeah, like I won. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Jesus,
yeah. You're invested. Yeah, you're
I was
invested in
invested.
that.
Yeah. let's bring back Jesus, mi amores.
Okay.
Let's bring back Jesus. But I would like from that group, I would like Erica Rhodes to come back. That's
Okay.
what I would like.
Are you gonna elaborate? You're just like, I think she should come back.
I like her.
Okay,
Out
okay.
of the rest, that would be my third.
I was the bench now. What are you thinking?
I feel exactly the same. Chris and Paul, definitely. And Ali, come on, he's a pro. You know, he nailed it.
pro.
Yeah.
And Erica, I mean, I just like her. Erica, when you see that.
Mira la cara.
Erica.
He's in love again.
I love you too.
Hysterical.
No,
Chrissy,
no,
I love you too, though. No, but anyways, no, Erica, she was great too. I mean, and I feel like
everybody, man. Is that-
Jesús se enamora con todo el mundo.
Oh, yeah?
I know what that means. I know Spanish. But, okay.
I'm very lonely,
once.
and no, but
Bet you love the whole world.
no, but
basically.
Erica Rhodes, to be honest, she's like a secret weapon to me.
Uh-huh.
You know
He's
what I mean?
been saying that.
I know I
She
said
is
that before,
good.
and I think there's more to come. Every time when she comes on stage, there's always a little more that she gives us, and I think she also probably goes to the finals. To be honest,
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
he's
cool.
taking
I can
it
see
there.
that. Yeah, I can see
Yes.
that.
I feel like also the judges got it right. I feel like those two are the strongest, Ali and Chris and Paul's show. If I had to pick someone, I also would have gone with Matt Rife. I felt like his story was very unique to him. I thought it was pretty strong. I mean, I thought it was kind of rushed a bit, but I think it's more of a time thing.
Okay, we
That's
got
kinda-
Team Mike Wright. We got Team Erica Rhodes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 2 and 2.
But what do you think?
What do I
You gotta
think?
point.
He didn't watch the show tonight.
Oh yeah, you didn't watch it.
I didn't
That's
watch
right.
it tonight.
That's
but,
right. That's right.
Yeah, I want in the finals. I want a stand-up comic to take it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
stand-up, and I want a stand-up to take it. Yeah.
Right.
That's fair
All
enough,
right.
man. So I know
Yeah.
you do like the big clubs and smaller clubs. Does it matter for you at your different stage of your writing cycle which clubs you go to for the audience response, or you're just kind of like, I gotta get my reps wherever I can get my reps? Like, how do you approach that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll still do an open mic now. I'll do like my regular shows on the road. I just need to get in front of an audience and try the jokes out, because it's not like I'm like I write music or like I'm writing a book. Like, I can't create in a vacuum. I need the audience response, and funny is funny. And sometimes you go to an open mic and it's like not the most conducive environment, but if I can
Right.
make a laugh or a giggle or something, if I can get some reaction, I know I could further pursue it or further tinker with the words at hand. But yeah, it's like any and every opportunity, I just get up and perform. Really.
Do you have a
Oh, that's
preference?
awesome.
Have a preference at all? Like,
Yeah, a packed audience.
Oh, yeah.
I sold that audience.
Okay, well, I guess this is what I'm getting at. Like Jay Leno, for example, he likes to do the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa because he likes the fact that they're not in LA. They're kind of like that
okay.
suburban vibe. I don't know if you like a home club.
Yeah,
or-
my home club's a Comedy Store. I started there. I mean, I worked
You're
my
on the
way
wall.
up.
I saw that. Yeah, congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, I got passed back in 2012, and I started there. I parked cars. I cleaned the bathrooms. I tore tickets, answered phones.
Oh,
I did
wow.
everything.
So there's an urban legend about that you went to the Comedy Store every day for a year. Is that true?
Yeah.
You just
Wow.
grinded?
Every day,
Yeah.
begging to work there.
For real, yeah.
And then,
love that.
and then finally they caved in.
Fine, it's a job.
Like, man, get this
God,
annoying
Jesus
dude the
Trejo,
hell
job.
out of here.
Yeah, take this plunger, get to work.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Went for a full year, every day, begged for a job, finally got it, and I knew that was my ticket in, because I could get at minimum 3 minutes of stage time a week. And coupled with everything else I can get around town, like open mics and that kind of thing. So to this day, my favorite place to go up is the store. It's like the original room.
That's where I started too, man.
That's
Yeah,
where
that's where
you
you started.
Our belly room.
Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Wow.
We love the comedy store.
Yeah, I love the comedy store in the original room. There's nothing like it. It's a small, dark room with the window there, and it's like
Intimate.
it has this dark energy. And if you can make it work there, I feel like it has legs for the road.
Yeah.
So you feel like, do you go do open mics like once a week? Like,
If I have time, it's like I get in town early and I go right. But it's like if I could do it, I'll do it once before I get up. I try to get up multiple times in one night. So if I get up one time, I feel like I wasn't trying. If I get up twice, it's like, all right, that's okay. But 3 times is a goal.
so you would say to any future, anyone out there that's listening and watching, like, hey, I want to be a comedian. Like, what should I do? Like, what would you suggest to them?
I'd say get up as much as you can, and it's such a simple piece of advice, but it's like there's no way around it. It's like you got to rack in your 10,000 hours, like Malcolm Gladwell, tipping point. It's like that's a very true thing. It's like the quicker you rack in your 10,000 hours, the better off you'll be.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
you would say like stay around town and definitely try to get up every single night.
Not even around town, wherever you can go. It's like I've driven 100 miles to do a 5-minute spot that didn't pay. It's like because that's where I was gonna get up. It's like so sometimes I would like get a call. It's like, hey, you can get up in San Diego. Yeah. And I would drive down there for 8-minute, 10-minute spot. Did not pay. But I was very happy to do it because I had the time and I needed to get up. I needed my fix.
Go with your book. Final thoughts?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you mentioned already you have a special coming up. So what is that about?
So I'm getting ready to tape my first 1-hour special at the end of the year, November 2nd. And,
Wow.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazing.
November 2nd at the El Portal Theater. It's for Showtime. And I'm very excited. I'm on the road now, working out the hour and kind of getting it. And
Folks, this is a hologram.
Yeah. I'm in Seattle right now.
How's it going?
Yeah, but I'll be in. I'm on the road the rest of the year, all the way up until November 2nd. I'm doing 2 shows, 8 and 10.
That's fantastic. Thanks so much for coming out tonight. I know, you got your busy schedule, but thanks for coming out.
No, thank
tonight.
you guys so much for
Yes.
having me.
No,
You
it's a
guys are
lot
very
of fun,
sweet.
man.
Thank you for your time.
It's almost time we get out of here, but before we do, where can the world find you online? Find with you, Bench, now.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's at Benjamin Schnau, Schnau, the same on Facebook. I say it in German, right? And and we also do the show Pennyworth on Sunday. We do the Terror on Monday. And before Bring the Funny on Tuesday, I also do the Dark in German for the German crowd in Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. Check it out.
All the jobs.
Yes. Hi, my name is Zakiyyah Wilbert. You can find me at Zakiyyah W_. I do David Makes Man on Wednesdays. That's tomorrow night. And I also do Black Love on Sundays. And of course, I do Bring the Funny on Tuesday. So watch me, hit me up.
Yeah, that's right. Check her out. Check him out. Check him out.
Hey.
You can find me on Jackie Nova 7 across the board. You can go to oxfilms.us. Don't you forget it, because you can check out Art of Deception. It's my action suspense thriller. It's a Richard Ryan film that is coming out this October all over the world. My feature film. And you can also check me out here tomorrow. It's 90210. Also, Pearson tomorrow night. Also, hold on one more second. There's also Thursday, Why Women Kill. And Sunday, very importantly, porque yo represento la gente latinas, es El Secreto de Selena. El domingo por la noche a las 11. Huepa.
Yes.
Exactly.
Flobo Boyce, of course, you can find me on Twitter at Flobo Boyce, on Instagram at Flobito, and Flobito.com. My comedy album, American for Now, is available for streaming. Check it out on Spotify because I got rent to pay. And until next time, buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
Peace.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.